Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, well let's see what else goes on here as we try to find Hermes in Elpis, now that we know. Well, that we don't know, I guess, about things related to other things. Ethos, Selectos, Beskos, or something like that. All these Greek names are so Greek-ass. They're not, like, super hard to say if you just sound them out, but, like, because they're not French or anything like that. But, Misopsis Euros? Or is it just Misops? I think it's Sopsies, but I don't know. Oh, it's the only region in Elpis which lacks a researcher hub. This is largely due to the nature of its observation sites, within which they let loose creatures anticipated to be unruly and dangerous. I have also heard that the area is kept deliberately sparse in the event that, well, let's just say that no one should live near the noose, which provides access to a certain facility. Oh, Emet-selch thinks we're slowing Vana down, huh? Even though we're the ones who found the researchers before her and shit. And told her what was what, because she didn't have the knowledge that we had. Though the singular brilliance which sets her apart can make her motives somewhat impenetrable at times. As her student and successor puts it, she is a force of nature, at once so close and at the same time so very distant. Well, that's one way to say that she's... I don't know, fucking insane. But anyway, let's keep going. Man, you just got done negging us, telling us how pitiful we were compared to Vana. Man, Deus said that so casually. He's like, man, Clyde did live through sparring with Vana, as if, like, anything she spars with, she kills. Makes her sound bloodthirsty, huh? Okay, so she says the same thing. What about you, Hith? Well, he sure has. Okay. So, I was hoping that Hythe would say something about, other people that Vana has sparred with. Sparring in real life can be like that too sometimes. In college, I got the chance to spar with this guy who was the brown belt in, I think, just American karate, but I'm not 100% sure what his school of martial arts was. Hand-to-hand martial arts, anyway. He's kind of a douchebag, and he was like kickboxing with his friends, and he was like not holding back on them at all because his girlfriend was there, and he wanted to like just completely dominate. And like he got the wise idea that, you know, that wasn't really impressing her, and so like I was working out, and he was doing this in like the foyer of the gym, and the gym back then at the college I attended was completely unstaffed. It was literally just this crappy little gym across from the pool. And basically the you can go in, you can work with rusty old free weights or slightly newer early 2000s style machine weights. And the machine weight room was said to be the women's weight room, but plenty of men used it too. It's also the place that had the cardio machines, so of course I was going to use it. But either way, I came walking out, and I had been making gains enough that my friends had noticed that I was becoming very muscular, and I guess this guy thought I looked impressive or something, and he was like, "Hey, you want to spar with me, my friend? Just spar with us one round, just one round with me or whatever." He basically he wanted to kick my ass to impress his girlfriend. We sparred, and he must have punched me like lightning fast, like with a couple of kicks thrown in too. I don't know, 12 to 14 times, and gave me a bloody nose. And I swung once and punched him in the face and gave him a black eye. And he never wanted to spar with me directly ever again. So it was, kind of like that, Like I imagine Vana is like so forceful that like when she spars with somebody, they actually get seriously hurt or something, and she can kind of ignore her any injuries she sustains, sort of thing. She probably even likes getting injured. This quest is actually kind of annoying because as you move around in here, you can aggro the natural mortal marquees, but you notice monsters were popping up and attacking us occasionally. They will continue to do that, like at the set points that they do that, and you never kill them all actually. You can move all over this place and just continually get attacked if you don't find the specific location that Hermes and Meteia are in. Yeah, not least of which was you. For as fascinating as it would be to meet the Emet-selch, who would recreate Amarot in the depths of the ocean, I think it best for all concerned if such tragic events never came to pass. Why am I always so forward-thinking? I simply wish to enjoy all that life has to offer.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity. If one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us. Who you are and why you came.
I'm from the future, and in the future you're a dickbag?
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction, and none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress, that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to Dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates Dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate Dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of Dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without a Theris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Aliens, you say?
Greetings. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteon. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
So cold, so sad. I don't understand. Make it stop. Please, make it stop.
Steady, Meteon. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why do we? They hurt. Hate. This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
Are you all right? In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteon also employs dynamis. That would explain why you were able to hear her, when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
I don't know what them searching at all is going to do. I would think they'd want to get Hermes to go get some tools that he uses to manipulate Dynamis. You know, the tools he used to make her in order to, you know, have any chance of seeing her. I mean, I guess they could go around, I don't know, maybe doing like some sort of paralysis spell with their hand or something, like over a set area, and maybe, since she's still there, you know, she's not actually gone, maybe they might bump into her with that and paralyze her to keep her still, and then she'd have to speak or something. No. Getting way out of the bound of the thing. I know you can talk to Hythlodaeus, Vana, and Hermes around this area. They're all around at some point. I just don't remember exactly where they're at. Ooh, and I may have to like go around or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go around. Whoops. No thanks, Medusa. I don't got anything I want to fight you with. Although, what I want to know is, like, we could hear her, you know, speak into our mind, and Hermes knows she has that ability, but why does he know that she has that ability if they couldn't hear her? Like, maybe she has to, like, concentrate really hard to talk to someone of their etheric density level, and, she, you know, she was actually just screaming out in pain. We heard her throes of pain, and she realized we could hear her, and so she told us not to do things or whatever, because she's made a mistake. And I guess by when she says she's made a mistake, she means the hive mind. Maybe the hive mind ran into some hostile aliens whose purpose in life is to destroy all living things. You know, that would make sense, right? There are... Science fiction often portrays at least one race out in the universe being like that in things like Star Trek. So, you know... Not too far-fetched, right? Oh, there's Vana. Let me guess, you're going to be closest to where it actually is, right? Feel her silent voice. Okay. Oh, neat. Kudos, Story. I give you 5 brownie points for not making Vana the closest to finding her without being able to sense her. There's Heath again. Hythe. I guess it would be Hythe. But, okay, there's a spot under a tree. Do you see Emet-selch anywhere? There's Bana again. Oh, hey, wait a minute. She's equidistant between this disturbance and that other disturbance. So if she is right here, then no brownie points for you. Oh, yeah, okay, no brownie points for you. Square. This quest kind of makes me think that with these suspicious disturbances that only we can see, if Dynamis is what's responsible for us being able to find quest objectives all throughout the game. It's a new concept they've introduced, you know, but like, this game does retroactive continuity all the time. It is a big fan of retcons because the story is always constantly being written. Why should you let the past bind you, etc., etc. Commencing report? Don't you think you should be telling that to Hermes? Oh no, we can't tell them that. We must run. Run far away. Well, I'm gonna follow you. I gotta get to the bottom of this. Or maybe the top. Yeah, they actually did some Realm Reborn changes recently, like a month or so ago, where they changed all of the storyline dungeons in a Realm Reborn to allow you to use trust NPCs. You don't get to use like any of the mainline scions. You get like a green-haired Elizin. And I've probably mentioned this before already, haven't I? But I'm going to mention it again anyway. A green-haired Elizin Lancer, Lady Lalafell, Thaumaturge or Black Mage, Midlander, Male, White Mage or Conjurer or whatever, and then a Rogadin Male Marauder. And, you know, they fulfill all the roles in a party. And you get to use them for Sastasha, Tamtara, Copperbell Mines, Thousand Moth Totorak, which they altered. They started altering dungeons, starting with Copperbell Mines. Oh, there's Emet-selch. And then they altered Thousand Moth Totorak drastically. It's far prettier than it ever was in the past, and a lot less annoying. They altered Hockey Manor's bosses a little bit as well, although not the layout of the dungeon. And I don't know what all those people over there are doing. I'm guessing that Fate. Or maybe it's a hunt mark? I don't know. Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? Why we sought other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Okay, so either they found an answer they didn't like and it's causing them to feel negative, or okay, is that a hunt? Yeah, it's a hunt, I guess. Or no, it's a fate. Okay, my brain no worky while I'm trying to think about story. But well, it works insofar as thinking about the story. It just doesn't work for other things. But yeah, when I first played through this, I was of the mindset that they didn't just hear an answer that they didn't like, that they got you know, like some sort of crazy negative, you know, magician out there that altered her hive mind's mental state, you know, infected the hive mind with negativity. But I suppose the way that it turns out, like, you know, getting an answer you don't like could do that too, since she's a highly empathic being. Man, some of these trees with the different color leaves are beautiful. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all peoples of Aetheris. Shit, Hermes wrote a compiler and he put it in a Moe bird girl? Yeah, dude must be one hell of a programmer. Processing expedition data, preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations, formulating answers to the question, finalizing report. No, Clyde, you mustn't listen. Don't worry, baby, I can take it. I'm a hero. And I'm Alamegan. Panicked and confused. Hermes, what do you make of this situation? The Meteia are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being, directly. In the Meteia's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we can track down the Meteon we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters, no way to provide directions or guidance. Well, couldn't Hermes make another one? He made, you know, hundreds of them, right? So couldn't he make another and have it tap in? We're looking at Hermes like we suspect. We must be clever about this. It's a shame there's no registered concept we could use to create another Meteon. Assuming, of course, we could link her to the shared mind, but no, if it were a viable solution, Hermes would have surely suggested it. Well, there's no registered concept, right? But, I mean, Hermes made hundreds of these things, right? You know, enough for them to have a shared consciousness, so why couldn't he just make another one? Does this mean he made all of the Meteia at the same time? And, I mean, even if he couldn't make ones that connect to her shared consciousness, couldn't he make ones to go search for the other Meteia to get the answers we need? Or you know, talk to them? Follow, wander, stumble, listen. That's like, I guess... Could we not disrupt her concealment with a surfeit of ether? Much how Emet-selch solidified your presence when we first met you. Don't be absurd, I can hardly channel ether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me. Which is why we must all work together. Clyde will continue to search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once he ascertains Meteon's likely location, you proceed to reveal our wayward familiar with a swift ethereal downpour. Very clever. Thankfully, she has made herself easier to capture by fleeing towards Lete. Assuming she is made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. Our tracker and trapper, huh? Oh, okay. I'm sure Emet-selch's not gonna like this. Why can't I fly? Are my functions being restricted? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, and my dogs are barking downstairs because someone downstairs just yelled like crazy. Why can't I ever record in peace unless it's like 5 a.m.? Okay, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. Are you mad? You gonna feed me to a remora? There's someone fishing right next to a story thing. It's a little bit irritating, but I guess whatever. MMO stuff happening. Uh-oh, she's worried about breaking Hermes. Huh? Does that mean that all the other alien races are just like the Etherians, or does it mean that is it just bad news? So much to wonder, so much suspense. Do you say anything different now? You do. That's neat. Maybe we can upskirt Emet-selch. Well, I actually don't really have any desire to do that. It's just, it's what you do when people wear skirts. You upskirt them. Please stop aggroing me. Did she use the teleporter? Okay, so she didn't use the teleporter. Although I don't know how he could tell that. Well, maybe from, I guess, like looking at the crystals or something, and it would have a trace of being recently used. Alright, you can see her now too, can't you? Because you've altered her etheric density to be too dense for her lowering mechanism to work. Now, where to close the trap, huh? Well, that's nice. Upskirt. Oh no, the second skirt is preventing a total upskirt. No! We'll never get to see his booty cheeks. That's okay, I'm sure there's enough Rule 34 out there if you really want to see Emet-selch's booty cheeks. You could go look at some artist who probably would draw them better than they look in the game anyway. Especially considering most player character models, even custom ones, have almost no butt at all. So, you know. Butt slider win, Yoshi P. Let's see. Is he down by the water again? Look like it. Maybe on the dock there? With a cool arch? Although I don't see how that's gonna be. We're gonna be able to trap her on the dock, because like she already led us through the water. Of course, now that she's visible, the others could help find her too. Perhaps at that gazebo.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Please, Meteia. We must speak.
Oh, she's crying.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry.
Did he give her tear ducts when he made her? Huh. She has no digestive system, but she can cry.
If someone can hear these words, then please. Please protect them. Protect them all.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Hey, that's only 4 planets, dude.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter.
Oh, wow. Octo, huh? Weapons of mass destruction. So nuclear war, huh?
Meteia. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteon?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteon finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteon, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Doesn't Hermes have to give that order?
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage.
That's actually the storyline to the backstory of Final Fantasy 15. Ifrit in Final Fantasy 15 helped the Solar, I think it's called the Solar Empire or something, flourish, and they 2,000 years before the game's events or something, and they flourished because of him. But then they started to become atheistic and say they didn't need the gods' power or anything, and so then he got mad and attacked them, prompting him to be stopped by the other 6 gods or whatever.
Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Oh dear.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteon back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteon. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
Even though your question was flawed? If you ask a bad question, you get a bad answer. Or I'm just gonna stand here and let you do that? He transformed.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteia. Not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
Looks kind of like an Egyptian god, despite being named Hermes. It really does look like her father.
You fool!
Well, what we gonna do now? All I can say is that he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point of the facility. So do we pursue him? Alrighty then. So, whoop. I feel like the screen took an extra time blacking out there. I guess it was to go ahead and teleport us from this island to this island. And even though I like having the wings on Clyde's head to make him like sort of a Meteon like figure in the cutscenes, I don't want to do this dungeon on Dragoon. It's just like the entire reason I leveled Dragoon. And I unfortunately don't have anything that's like that. There are some winged helmets that Dragoon can get, but I don't have them currently. And I might get them between episodes, because I'm actually not going to do the dungeon right now, because I'm out of time for the recording. Well, to be recording, rather. So we're just going to get our talking out of the way here. Let's see. Katisa Scholar. Know what caused what? You all been like shut out of the facility? State of alert. Procedure dictated that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. And what does this state of alert entail exactly? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to escaped entities and the like. Katisa scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened to a fraction of their usual capabilities. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has seen fit to drop in our path. With that enfeebling spell in place, we're not like to be at our fighting best. And I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. I have little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. Then you will put that talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled? Now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. You all need only make the most of your strengths, and I will fill in the gaps as required. I was once a Zim, after all. 'twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as a defender, aggressor, or healer. Face the future together. Okay, whatever you say, lady. You're assuming I could live as long as you, or that I'm going to stick around in this time period. Caduceus Hyperborea. Now accessible. But we'll have to do this next time, because the dungeon itself is going to take over half an hour, and then there's a whole slew of cutscenes afterwards. But we'll get the small talk out of the way now. Multitude of vast spaces linked together at the seams, meaning the interior is far more massive than even this grand structure might otherwise suggest. But even a colossal facility filled top to bottom with savage creations will not stop you, not with Benat and Emet-selch at your side, and I will be there too, of course, cheering you on. From the moment we met our visit has devolved into a never-ending series of complications and irritations. In spite of this, I have gained one useful thing, an awareness of dynamis. To think that a power with the potential to corrupt ether had largely escaped our notice. Whether or not I believe your tale, the facts underpinning your narrative will be the source of much debate. So understand that I act not for the sake of you or your fantastical quest. My duty demands that I apprehend Meteia, and if that now means Hermes as well, then so be it. Bleak as the contents of Meteia's report might be, many could hear it and remain content with their lives. But not Hermes. For him, the veneer of perfection has long been cracked, and it was to the distant heavens he looked for a means to repair it. I understand his anguish after a fashion. My own refusal to return is in opposition to the world's established order. Yet for me, the imperfections only enhance the fragile beauty of our star. I will fight to see it delivered from destruction, warts and all. You wouldn't happen to be trying to get us more warts by rubbing a toad in our face, would you? But anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day. And I might try looking into getting one of the feathered helmets that Dragoon can wear before the next recording. So please look forward to it. Stay safe and have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed it.